Go for it.
Yeah.
Did you like the little script I have for you?
Yes. So this is episode 7?
This is episode 7.
Whack.
What did I write?
You just didn't write the episode number, so I'm just ensuring.
No, this is episode 7.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 7 of the EvoTech Podcast. I'm your host, Green Cat, joined by my lovely co-host, Catisonline.
Hello.
And for this week, we will be interviewing the last 2 remaining EvoTechnicians that we haven't. Our first guest, the lovely, the wonderful Catisonline, also known as Cat is on Minecraft, YouTuber and artist.
Hi, I'm Cat. Hi, yes.
And today as well, we are joined by the wonderful haired Greencat9, also known as the prolific YouTuber and streamer. Hi, it's me.
Y'all should know that he almost read word for word like a script I had written.
Yes.
Just to intro, which I was. Do you like my choice of the word prolific?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought about adding more adjectives to make it fancy, but I thought also to give you room to.
Prolific screwed me up because it was like profilic. What? What are you bringing up my profile for? Like what?
For the great hair, remember?
There you go.
We haven't been interviewed on the podcast before.
Yeah.
Well, we've spoken. You've been there for, I'd say, a good 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been great. I've listened to them usually 4 times because I've edited them.
There you go.
So I know a lot more of the in-jokes than normal people do. Yeah. And I've been making jokes and people are not understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because didn't one podcast you brought up the whole ham thing? And just whoever was on did not get it.
Yeah, you're right. So ham happened, Gabby Fisk. And then I think, it was EJ. He didn't know about ham.
Yes.
And there's also people who listen to the episodes, and sometimes you just don't pay full attention. You just can't. It's a podcast. It's audio medium.
I prefer audio large for my meals.
I didn't understand, Green.
And so audio medium.
Yeah.
Could I get that as an audio large, please?
This audio can talk to ghosts.
Ooh.
Was that a ghost noise?
Yeah, it was. Very half-hearted.
I can tell. So Thanksgiving apparently happened.
Yeah.
What was your Thanksgiving like?
Gosh. Wow, you're really throwing me on the scene here. All right, I'm gonna spoil the magic of the podcast recording. This is filmed a week before Thanksgiving, so my prediction for Thanksgiving is I'll spend it with my family.
Wow, how heartwarming.
You want a fun fact about the Green Cat residence?
I would love a fun fact.
All my roommates are leaving to go home for Thanksgiving. Originally, they were just going to stay and then go home for winter break.
Yeah.
But all our classes get moved online, and then 2 of them decided. The third was like, oh, also all my other friends are dipping, so yeah, I'm dipping too.
Mm-hmm.
Plus side, me and my girlfriend, entire apartment to ourselves.
Oh, so you're staying?
Well, I'm going to go, because, it's just an hour and a half drive from my college to, my home.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to go down for, the week of Thanksgiving and the week of Christmas. But, yeah, for the most part, I'm paying rent. Might as well live.
Yeah, that's so cool.
In the place that all my stuff is,
Very fair. I live in the place all my stuff is. I still live with my parents. Nothing's going to change, I don't think, for Thanksgiving.
There you go.
I do think about moving out, though. Not over Thanksgiving. That would be a time to move out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should not be moving out at the holidays, I feel like.
No.
Or maybe you should, because that is one of the most stressful times of the year.
Actually, yeah, that might be the optimal time. I mean, who's renting a U-Haul in the middle of Christmas?
Yeah. Do you think prices are lower?
Maybe. Yeah, they probably don't get as much business.
I'm assuming you don't live far away from your dorm apartment. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't have to rent a U-Haul.
Correct. I just borrowed like my grandpa's truck and like moved all my stuff up like that.
What's the longest drive you have been on that you've been on by yourself?
I mean, same road trip you kind of went on.
Oh,
I mean, it wasn't really
yeah.
by myself. I had one other person, but
Was that your girl or who else?
yes.
Well, I also had Megan in the car with me, so I wasn't all by myself.
So in that case, it was 8 hours, then 8 hours, then 6, then 4.
Okay, add that together for me.
Gosh, I'm not
16 plus 6 plus 4.
So
26 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Across like 5 days.
I did with Megan. I think it was 2 10-hour days.
Oof.
Maybe one was 9 hours, the other one was 11. And it was a nice road trip. We, on our way back, we stayed in like some tiny town, and it was a college town.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to some cliffs and like some abandoned construction site, and we just did teenager things like climb on the cliffs and watch people boat and wave at them.
Things that just like have chances to not prolong your life.
Yeah, quite the opposite. I'm a daredevil. I like doing scary things.
Ugh, I'm not.
Except for ghost games. You're
really?
Not.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't like horror games. And why are you not a daredevil?
Kind of same boat as you. Like, I don't like the spooky games. I don't like the risk. Okay, because I know how clumsy I am. So I'm not gonna go on like a high place when I know that I'm gonna fall off of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna put myself in a position of danger when I'm aptly aware that I cannot handle the dangerous situation properly.
That is fair. Would you go skydiving?
I've thought about it, and I was like, the teenager part of my brain's like, yeah, throw me on that plane. But like, realistically, I hate flying in general. I would get there. I would have already spent the couple $100 or whatever it is to skydive, and I'd be like, no way you're getting me on that plane to throw me out of it. No, I'm not doing that.
Oh my. Have you heard of The Amazing Race?
Yes.
I would love to do that, but also if they made me eat something that I have a phobia of, because I have some weird phobias.
Yeah.
Of just random things. We can talk more about that later, but ignoring what they are, I don't think I'd be able to. Mm-hmm. I would just be like, yep, me and my partner, we're stopping here. Goodbye to that $1 million. I'm not eating that. A cow's eye that's like 100 years old, things like that. And I'm like, ugh. They make you do some crazy things. Do you want to explain what The Amazing Race is in case someone listening doesn't know?
It's like teams of 2. There's like 16 or something like that. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched it, but they essentially have to run through certain different countries, hop on planes, things like that. They have to travel from one place and get to one specific point with hints and do challenges along the way. Last one there gets eliminated for the episode, and they just do that until all the teams are eliminated.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of a race around the world. A lot of physical strength and mental agility is used in it. And they make it seem a lot more dramatic than it actually is. The cuts where it looks like 2 teams are racing to the button and like things are happening one on top of each other. And really it's probably hours apart,
Yeah. No, I mean, editing magic for a lot of that stuff really just makes it more intense than it actually is.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I've been watching a lot of highlights of Hell's Kitchen recently.
Yes.
Oof.
What has caught your eye in Hell's Kitchen?
Just if Gordon's, yelling. Like, I know they haven't faked the yelling, right? Because he's gone on interviews. He's like, look, this is more me running a restaurant than it is a game show at that specific point. That's why it gets so heated. There's certain things. There's the soundtrack, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they use. So that is one piece that's added to add the intensity. But also when Gordon slams his hand on a desk or something, or on a table, they'll do this weird like zoom in effect on him, like
What?
like there's a more to make the slamming in anger more impactful.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, it's very subtle, and I only noticed it because I edit videos, obviously, so
Yeah.
it's just super bizarre. All the editing that goes into making
A reality yelling at kitcheneers
Yeah.
video. Cooking staff.
Fun fact, my mom's cousin was on Hell's Kitchen.
No way.
Yeah.
What? Are you gonna tell us how bad their restaurant was?
You're thinking of Kitchen Nightmares.
Am I? I think Hell's Kitchen was kind of disastrous at points.
Well, that's true, but Kitchen Nightmares is the one where he goes to different people's kitchens. Hell's Kitchen is the one where he owns the restaurant and they invite the people on to compete. It's the two teams, and then one gets eliminated every, dinner service.
You're right. I was thinking of Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah. She got eliminated about halfway through.
Wow.
So
that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, she learned some stuff. And I think what I heard was the winner brought her on as like staff.
Oh, that's cute.
For the restaurant later on. So.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be eliminated first round. You know what I know how to make?
What?
Spaghetti. I know how to make grilled cheese. You want a bowl of cereal? I make a mean bowl of cereal. PB&J ham sandwich for all you ham fans out there.
I can throw frozen pizza in the toaster oven.
Ooh, getting fancy. I don't know about that, Green. That's a little above my level.
I've got a topic I want to talk about, though. All right?
Okay.
Get this.
Ready.
I've been doing something fun recently. I've been doing something cool, and I've been really getting into it. Speedrunning Minecraft. It's been a lot of fun. Because before this, I had only beat the Ender Dragon probably about a collective 5 times total. I've beat the game about 7 times in the past 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
So it's been a lot of fun, and I've been improving my time. I'm at 1 hour, 1 minute, and 57 seconds as my fastest time.
That's faster than when I last talked to you. It was 1 hour 47 minutes, I think.
Yeah, something. No, I think it was hour 15 minutes, something like that. The slowest run that I've completed is 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, really? That's the slowest? Oh, my word.
Yeah,
wow.
I go fast, but there's still ways I can improve.
Yeah, the other day was speed running, quote unquote. I was racing against Pump, so we were both making seeds and seeing who could finish the game first.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I ever finished the game on my own, legitimately.
Wow.
Every time I had finished the game was on a server. So I think it was 2 hours and something minutes that I completed the game. And I did beat him because he thinks like a speedrunner and he doesn't do bad seeds. And I just get to a seed and I'm like, okay, this might work. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And there's categories that I'm going to try soon with my friend Kick. You can do co-op runs. And based on the amount of people, it's different time categories. Right? So there's
what does that mean?
Pretty much 2 players is its own category, 3 players, 4 players. Then it goes 5 to 9, and then 10 plus.
Okay, can we have 100 people on and beat the game in about 10 minutes? And do you think we could? I don't think so, actually.
I think
10 minutes.
You could. You would just need all the pieces to be there.
Yeah, fair.
However,
I think 100 people might be,
a bit
what is
much.
it called? Impeding on your progress.
Yeah. Especially if some of them go rogue and just start murdering you.
Yeah.
The time starts
life of a YouTuber.
When the first person joins, though, I'm pretty sure. So getting 100 people in would probably be about 5 of the 10-minute run.
Fair enough. Yeah, you're right. I take back my suggestion. I think that is a bad suggestion. 100 people, no go. No speeding with 100 people.
It'd be fun to get 20 or something.
EvoTech speedrun?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun. Do a lot of people do the 20 or something speedrun? Or if that's not as popular, do you think we could get a record?
I feel we could get a record. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up the website.
Yeah, go for it. Are you going for any records right now? Is the question.
No, I just have a thing, again, with Kick where we're just trying to one-up each other's times. I haven't submitted any of my runs yet to the leaderboard because I'd be at like 550th place, and that's nothing to write home about.
Oh, come on. That's better than me. That is something.
Okay, I understand.
You're in the 500s.
I'm not submitting until I get below an hour.
Okay. That is fair.
There's no point otherwise, I feel. Right? 10-person co-op. The fastest time for 10 or more players is 18 minutes and 22 seconds.
All right. So, 10-minute run hasn't been taken yet.
Oh, we could easily get above 10th place, though.
What's 10th place?
An hour and 5 seconds.
An hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only 12 groups have done the 10-person plus run.
Okay, so we just need 10 people and we can make this happen, right?
Yeah.
And it's the random seed version, yes?
Yes.
Is that your favorite version? That seems to be the most popular right now.
1.16.1 is my favorite. Because there's the piglin trading, which lets you, just use gold that you find to trade and get ender pearls. The reason it's 1.16.1 is because in 0.2 they changed it so that the ender pearl drop rates are 2 to 4 as opposed to 4 to 8 in 1.16.1.
Okay, 2 to 4 instead of 4 to 8? What do you mean? What does that mean?
So, 2 to 4 as in if they drop ender pearls, they're only dropping anywhere between 2 to 4 as opposed to 4 to 8 in the 1.16.1 version.
Yes.
You get me?
So more ender pearls equals happy green.
Yes.
Is that what you looked up for the speedrunning of 10 people or more?
What do you mean?
Was it the 1.16.1 version?
Oh, it didn't say.
Oh, so it's just
on
in
my
general?
phone. I think it's just in general.
Yeah, no, let's do that. We can get we have a couple people who probably would like. I don't know who else speedruns in our group. I know Pump does. Blor's been trying. Has he gotten better? Do you know,
I don't know
his status?
But part of the thing is that not everyone needs to be good. If we do
people just need to be there.
Right, exactly.
You're right. We could just have people who go directly into the nether. We get someone on lava duty, someone on mining iron duty. Get them people ready for combat. We have a select group for combat. We have a group for nether, just mining to get gold, and then another for searching for the fortress.
Exactly.
No, I think this could be a whole deal that we do really well on. In the comments below, please sign up. How do you make people?
We'll recruit to get 15 to 20 people on this.
There's gonna be 15 to 20 views, no doubt.
Yeah.
Some of them don't play Minecraft, I know.
Yeah.
My mom does not play Minecraft.
Did she listen to the podcast?
Yes, as does my grandmother, who also does not play Minecraft.
There you go.
Unfortunately, I think she would be great.
That would be really funny to get both your mom and grandma in to speedrun with us.
I don't know what that would be like. I think they would be scared to die in the game.
That's true. I'm getting some of the techniques down, though.
Yeah? Do you sleep when you speedrun, is the question.
Yes.
I do, too.
Just because I don't want to deal with fighting the nighttime baddies.
Meanies.
Yeah. But I can do the speed nether portal now.
Yeah.
There's one tactic I need to learn that I've not taken the time to improve on, which is it's one cycling the dragon.
Oh, right. One cycling the dragon? What is that? Explain.
Okay, so you can kill the dragon without taking any of the end crystals down.
Mm-hmm.
It requires 7 beds, and you need to time it perfectly. When the dragon is flying over the middle area,
Yeah.
if you blow up the bed right when its head is at a certain point, it won't go any lower than it is and just keep going back and forth. So you can kill it with 7 beds without having to get any of the crystals.
I did not know that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I did know this, I don't think, is a technique you've mastered. Interpearl triangulation to find
that's a good one too. I need to learn
the end fortress. I kind of know how it works. I'm not going to try to explain it. It's confusing. It's make a triangle, you find a portal. I can't do it.
I tried making my own version of it last night, but it didn't work out.
Oh? What were you trying to do?
Well, I was seeing if I could throw a pearl from 2 different points and then use sine, cosine, and or tangent to calculate where the fortress is, and it failed poorly.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That sounds so great. But would that be against the rules? You couldn't just use your brain. You'd have to use a calculator.
Depends. If I could get it to an exact 45-degree angle,
yeah,
then run and figure out where the 90-degree angle is, then I could do it with probably my brain.
All right. But even if you did that, it doesn't work?
I just didn't do it right.
Okay. So theoretically,
you could.
Cosine tangent?
Yeah. But...
Well, what did we call that?
What is that, geometry?
It was geometry. We, in my school, had a name for it. Yeah, SOHCAHTOA. Yes. Brings me back. Some old hippie caught another hippie tripping on acid. Was our school's...
Oh.
What is that called? It starts with an A.
Oh, and
mnemonic device?
Okay, that's definitely not an A that starts with, but yeah.
Yeah, but am I right? I'm Googling it.
I think that it is a mnemonic device.
It is a mnemonic device. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
That's PEMDAS right there.
That sure is.
No one knows how to use PEMDAS.
Are you attacking me right now?
Oh, no. Just, it seems
Do you mean the memes?
Every month there's a new math problem on Twitter that people get the wrong answer.
That makes me sad. Some people who are in Calculus 2 are getting this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fair. Once you have not used PEMDAS in a while, you get confused.
The main issue with confusion that I've noticed, though, is people forget that after you do the parentheses, if there's duplicate things, right? Because multiplication and division happen at the same time. Even though it goes
like reading order. American reading order from left to right.
Right.
You have to do it in that order.
But people don't know that. So people get, when the answer is supposed to be 9, they get 1.
Okay. Yeah, fair. So are you suggesting we teach people? Or
I don't know.
You're just gonna let us all suffer? We're not gonna...
Well, I can only preach so much about it because certain people are like, no, PEMDAS, I'm right, and it's just, people yell, they don't listen.
Yeah.
There's no point in fighting it. Just all I need to know is that I'm right and they're wrong.
Do you tell them, or do you just keep it on the DL?
I mean, I don't respond to anything on Twitter or anything like that, right?
That's true. Twitter arguments are below us. You don't want to get into a Twitter argument.
Right. I mean, until I'm getting canceled on Twitter, I have no reason to respond or post anything.
Yeah, fair.
Because also, I can't mess up and make a wrong post if I just don't post anything there,
Is that something you worry about?
Yeah. I don't know. We're kind of seeing an instance of where things people said 10 years ago is coming back to bite them.
Yeah, true.
Right. And it's not like I'd be saying a lot of the things anyway that those people are getting canceled for. It's just, if I hold myself to a standard of posting stuff that, once every 3 months or something like that,
mm-hmm.
I've got 4 total tweets. If I know which tweet I said, and I could probably name at least 3 of the 4 of them right now.
Oh, yeah? Oh yeah,
Actually,
I'd like to
four
see
or
that.
four. Two of them are like the same joke.
Why are you making the same joke?
Light bulbs are just Diet Sun.
Yeah, I remember that tweet. Yeah, I can
Geese
confirm.
are just crackhead ducks.
Okay.
That was another one. Another one was I made a Photoshop of Lightning McQueen, but with the face of the disgusting Sonic from the Sonic movie.
I do recall that. It gave me many nightmares. Can approve.
And then the final one was kind of a recent one. Oh, I was trying to advocate for no shave quarantine.
What?
Yeah, because I wanted everyone to come out of quarantine looking like we've just survived a zombie apocalypse.
Oh yeah, that's actually the best reason I've heard for it.
Right? Because then it's like, look at what we all went through, and then that's, I think I said that in the tweet. I think I said something along the lines of, then we can all shave to show that we have had growth.
Yeah, that's great.
Because when people shave in TV, it's because they've gone through something.
I thought it was one of those makeover scenes usually.
Yeah.
It was like, time to become handsome or something, right? Is that how it goes?
Sure.
I don't know.
Time become handsome.
I think so. In every musical, there's also a makeover song. Have you noticed that?
There you go.
And I think this is a similar thing. It might not be, and I just don't pay attention to TV.
I don't know. Typically, people in shows and stuff utilize hair in appearance as a symbol of growth.
Mm-hmm.
Especially comes in play with anime. If the main character's gone through something drastic, there will typically be a haircutting scene, since in that culture it means more.
Our teen girls, when we get depressed, we just chop off all our hair or dye it a different color.
Oh, and you also bangs. Bangs? Is that the one?
Fair. Yeah, bangs. Cutting yourself bangs and making bad decisions go hand in hand. They go hand in hand.
Someone pointed that out to me at one time and was like, yeah, you only, girls only have bangs when they're going through something. And I was like, no,
Does your girlfriend have bangs?
You're just being sexist. And then I was like, oh, you know what? I kind of see it. My girlfriend, she did it for a bit. Does. But not anymore.
Did she during the summer? Because I thought she had bangs. They look cute on her.
They do. She did it more for fun. She was not going through too much.
I mean, she had to take a drive with you, so I don't blame her.
Ooh,
sorry,
ouch.
I don't mean to burn you.
Ooh, oh, my feelings, they're oh so hurt.
Oh, really. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm not that hurt.
Oh, thank goodness. I was worried. I thought I'd have to send you emoji flowers.
Rest in peace, Greencat. Gone but not forgotten.
Our financial advisor, Minecraft Boy Lore, has demanded us to promote supporting the podcast via Anchor. If you go to anchor.fm/EvoTech and click on the support button, you can donate $1, $5, or $10 a month, which means it's cheaper than Twitch subs, so I like it better. And if you want to support EvoTech in other ways, leave us a review, and I will convince Green to let me read the good ones out loud on our next podcast.
Just what have you been up to in life? What's been going on?
I'm sorry I sighed like my entire life is awful, but honestly, I went to Six Flags the other day. I went to an amusement park. I don't know what I'm complaining about.
In the middle of a pandemic? That's about usual Texas behavior right there.
We all had masks on, sanitize every 10 seconds. I went with a group of 4 people, my sister included, and 2 male people who were young, and I was chaperoning them. Don't worry, I didn't let them do anything too dangerous. I made sure I was the one to do the dangerous things.
There you go.
Yeah. In the middle of a pandemic. I don't know how to say this, but one of my best friends is an anti-masker, and it makes me sad.
No.
Yeah.
Oof.
I know.
One of your former friends, you mean, right?
You know, she's literally my best friend in the whole world. And something she said to me the other day is, COVID doesn't exist.
Oh, come on.
And I'm like, oh, okay, sweetheart. I wore it out of respect because I know it's not, I'm not really going to infect anyone anyways. I'm not doing much. But there's a chance, and also it makes people feel safer, most places I go to at least. I will wear my mask.
Yeah, I've realized more and more as the days pass by why we have science class. We're not going to prove something new in science class. It's just to get people to understand that certain things exist, right? Mm-hmm. We don't look under the microscope because we're going to find a new strain of bacteria. We do it to prove that bacteria exists.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, I get wanting to go out. And yeah. I go out and do stuff on occasion. I've not been the most... I'm not doing the dumb stuff at colleges. Like, I'm not having a COVID party. But
COVID party? Is that a thing?
I mean, people don't call it a COVID party, but any party right now is a COVID party, right?
Yeah, fair.
There's people having parties here at the college I'm at, even though, pandemic, right?
That's unfortunate.
And it's one thing to be like, okay, I went to a bowling alley and did this, right? You're touching stuff, but you're at least distanced, probably one lane away each, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a party, it's up right against each other, no distance, most likely no masks. It's just insane.
Even without COVID, that sounds disgusting. I wouldn't do it. I would not enjoy. I need my personal space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
I don't even like school dances.
I've only been to one party, though, and it was a more chill one, so...
I went to... We called it a party, but it was hosted by one of my church friends, so... we were like, it's a college party. There's no drinking. There's no dancing.
Okay, well, that one's kind of lame, but...
No, it was fun. We watched one of our church's game live streams, and we sang. We had worship. Oh, it was so lit, Green. It was lit. So there was music, there was singing. We just didn't dance.
Oh, come on. It's no dancing. I was fine with the no drinking.
I guess we should have danced. We did swim, though. We did swim.
To each their own when it comes to drugs and alcohol. I am fine. I do not do either of those things. So I understand not having that aspect, but no dancing, really?
I'm not the biggest dancer.
I'm not either. I am the most disproportionate and unrhythmic person on this planet. However, I still will advocate that when you're partying, there should at least be a little dancing.
I don't know. I feel like dancing is so awkward.
I think is.
Yeah, and then also dancing at school dances is awful because then that's just an excuse for people to be naughty in public, and that's awkward.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's very uncomfortable to see people grinding on other people at a high school dance.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. People at high school, they get all sweaty. Oh my gosh, I will advocate to not go to high school dances too. I went to a few high school dances.
It's an experience. I don't know. I think you have to understand what the lowest points of humanity are to appreciate the higher points.
Do you know people who enjoyed high school dances?
I mean, I did just because, okay, there was still the gross stuff and I tried to avoid it, but I mean, part of the fun is just like letting loose and, having a good time with friends.
I don't think I had very many friends. I had a very small group of friends, and the type of friends I had also didn't go to high school dances. So I went, whenever I'd go, I was not with my friends.
That's your problem right there, is half of what makes partying fun is the people you're with.
That I will admit that. I think that is the problem. That's the problem.
One of the school dances I went with someone that didn't like me.
What?
And they left me mid-dance.
Were you dancing with them, or what happened?
Okay, so I had a crush on a girl. This was pre my girlfriend. Okay.
So a sad time, yes.
Yes. Yeah, I went, or I was, there's this big build up. I was like, oh, I really have this crush on this girl. You know,
Hmm.
I'm gonna ask her to
She
the
says
dance.
yes.
Yeah, she said yes, and it was like all my friends were like, "Congrats, man! You're doing what most of us can't." You know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but I'm very socially aware, and I pick up on things that not a lot of other people pick up on. And I noticed that she had been talking about another guy more and more and more.
yeah. Oh.
It wasn't, the most subtle, but it also wasn't like very apparent. So we were at the dance, and I could tell that she was hesitant, to say the least. I fully confronted her about it. I was like, "Look, I know you like this other guy more." And I was totally like, "You should just like go hang out with him." And she was like, "What? No, like you invited me. Are you sure?" I was totally like, "Yeah, you're obviously like not having a good time."
Did you want her to stay though?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad. Green, how can you be such a nice
Well, here's the
person?
thing. She I mean there's a bit of compromise. She stuck with me for the rest of that portion, right?
Okay.
Because that was prom, and then
Yeah.
she went
That
off
was
and
prom?
yeah.
Oh, sweetheart. Oh, that's awful.
Then for after prom, she went and hung out with the other guy,
Uh-huh.
and I hung out with a different group of friends. I was a bit crushed, seeing the two of
Yeah.
them side by side. But
Hmm.
funny enough, I actually ended up hanging out with my girlfriend instead that night.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Moves. Moves. I went to prom with an EvoTechnician.
Which one?
It was Hawk.
Oh, right.
Hawk Miner.
I remember
And
that guy.
he is very, yeah, he's still an EvoTech member.
Yeah.
He is very good at gambling. And it was a casino themed prom.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, let me tell you, our school dances, it was probably my sophomore year, had a casino theme, and ever since then everyone loved it so much that they've just, even if it wasn't casino themed, they would bring back the casino tables so that
Oh, that's
people
funny.
could take a break and go do that instead for a bit.
Yeah.
I won so much money one night.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not real money, but fake money.
Yeah, fair fake money, because technically it's illegal.
Yeah, I did the roulette table,
Mm-hmm.
landed on 23, and 14 times like half the chips that I had. I had gotten so much that they just wrote the amount that I had on a piece of paper and were like, "This is the amount you have."
Oh, that's so funny. We ended up in the not losing money side.
There you go.
I don't remember how much we got, but they gave us tickets instead of like monies. So I just had like a scarf full of mini tickets. It was interesting. And you could put them in like drawings to win things. We didn't win anything, but I didn't really care. I had fun. I don't really enjoy school dances, so I was happy to go home. It was still a good time. Yep.
Yeah, part of what makes those things fun though is the people you go with.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Like my first and only college party, I did not have a good time because one of the people I was with just is not fun at parties.
What does that mean?
Okay, because all of my other friends drank.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I'm going to react, and I'm just like, no, I'm not ready to get into that kind of life yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he is very much a lightweight.
Yes.
And then gets very annoying when he's drunk.
Oh, no.
And I had set one condition for me to have a good time that night, which was I didn't want to end up being the babysitter. And he just kept drinking more and more beyond his limit, and I just slowly saw having to be the babysitter that I got so mad I just walked off into the night.
You poor thing. Yeah, I'm the babysitter. When I go to kind of parties where there is alcohol, the only reason I go is to chaperone my friends. And if they're the ones driving, I'm like, no alcohol for you. And they are the ones driving because I'm like, no alcohol for you. Not saying I drink any alcohol. I don't drink. But I'm also too young to.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol, it's an interesting thing. You know what's crazy? If we're going to talk about drugs and alcohol, we can also talk about all sorts of bad things. Like Blue had a shooting outside of his apartment.
Yes, that's crazy. I worry for that man sometimes. The fact that he's so nonchalant about it. He's like, yeah, it just happened.
It makes it seem like it happens every day.
Yeah.
What happened? And he told us this. It happened the other day. Sometime in, what month is this? Help me out. It's
November.
Yeah, it's the November. He was out walking his dog. He was coming back. He saw some guys on his street starting to get mad at each other. I guess they were probably talking bad talk and maybe throwing a few punches. And he was inside. He got into his ground floor apartment and he heard gunshots.
Mm-hmm.
Just casually out on the street, gunshots, probably yelling. And he gets down. He gets down on the floor, and there's gunshots going on. He's like, oh, well, his instincts kick in, and he's not panicked at all. He's just like, oh, well, that's happening. I guess he's probably still with his dog, so I don't know if he, like, protect his dog or something. But his car got shot. His neighbor's car got shot. So now his, I guess, brake light is gone. He calls the police, and he picks up and he's like, hey, there was a shooting. And the lady on the phone goes, okay, how many shots were fired? How many guns? And it was, you know, the lady, Mike Wazowski.
Yes. Always watching.
That's kind of how he made it sound like she sounded. She was so done. She hears this every day and she just asks him the questions. And he's like, oh, okay. And when he goes out, there's blood. If there's blood on the floor, not that much. It doesn't look like someone died there.
I did see the pictures.
Yeah, you did. He sent it in the group chat with no context.
It looks like someone was just like painting and they spilled a bit of paint.
No one died. However, it appears someone did get shot. Maybe they got stabbed. I don't actually know, but it's sad that happens. Blue's okay. I'm very glad he's okay.
Yeah, I mean, he also said that insurance should cover the vehicle damage, so that is nice as well.
Oh, jolly good.
And I'm glad that he is safe.
I don't think either of us have any shooting horror stories.
No, I don't think so.
I'm trying to think. There's been some situations, but none that I'm directly involved in. Which is good.
I am typically not in areas with guns.
Well, I live in Texas.
That is, there's guns there.
There is. I do plan on getting a concealed carry license.
There you go.
21. I enjoy shooting. I don't enjoy shooting guns that are 9mm or bigger bullets because their kick is too strong for me. I am a weak sauce human. I don't know if that number means anything to you.
Yeah, I kind of know a little bit.
It's the standard
just from like
handgun?
CS:GO.
Okay.
My knowledge of guns extends as far as video games.
Okay. That's all you need, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not going to be using it in your life, that's all you need.
Yeah, one day I might try going shooting, but I don't know.
I think if you go shooting, you should go with someone who is a friend and who likes guns, and then they can show you cool things.
Seth has gone shooting once before.
Seth? Is that Funkadelic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he got to fire an AR-15, and after doing that, he was like, I don't know why anyone would need one of these guns. Yeah, that's fair. I've only fired handguns. I've never done more. Never felt the need to. I have done archery. You ever do archery? In class, yes. And like at school for PE.
We did that too. It was interesting.
I'm bad at it.
Oh, really? I got a bullseye the second time I shot it, and so my teacher just let me sit out because I knew how to do it already, and I didn't want to do it.
There you go.
And it was also chance, by the way. It was chance that I got a bullseye, but it still let me get out of it. I do know how to shoot, but it was not skill that got me that. It was pure luck. Fun times.
There you go.
You know, you were saying you don't do dangerous things because you don't feel like you can keep yourself safe while doing them.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me think, okay, so your dexterity is low.
Yes.
And I thought, dexterity, that's a D&D stat.
That is.
What are your real life D&D stats?
Gosh. Okay, like what did I roll for them, or what's like the what's the modifier? Because those are two different things.
You can give me both, because I'll tell you something. I have a high dexterity, but a very low constitution. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So I can do very dexterous things. I'm flexible. I will rock climb and stuff. But if I fall off that rock, I'm not getting back up. Fair?
Fair enough. Okay. Let's see. So strength probably rolled about a 5.
Is that what is the highest is how many?
So it's 1 through 20 for rolling.
Okay.
Dexterity probably about a 10. Constitution.
10 is average. You're like a human.
Okay, that's fair. So probably an 8 for dexterity.
Okay.
Probably about a 10 for constitution.
Okay, that's good.
Intelligence, probably, I'd give myself a solid 19.
Yeah! Wow, he's so smart.
And a 19 for wisdom as well.
That's very surprising, because when I think about D&D stats, I consider people who have 200 IQ to be 20 or 19, you know?
Yeah.
So you think you're up there with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. The 200
I did
IQ
calculus at one point.
Okay. Wow, that's very high.
And then charisma, I give myself a solid 16, 17 for charisma.
You're so charismatic.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I have a low social skill for charisma, but also I'm cute, and that gives me an advantage. So maybe I have a modifier, and that's just being cute.
There you go.
It's like it's pretty low. I'm not very charismatic. I struggle speaking, and I'm socially scared of conflict. So I would rather not talk to people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like talking to people. People are great. Just in large amounts, they're scary.
I mean, fair enough.
I am always thinking, how could I incorporate D&D into my daily life? Like the dice, not the D&D game.
You could roll for certain things, like if you do certain things.
Yeah.
Just your mom comes to you, is like, hey, do the dishes, please. And you just roll and you're like, sorry, I rolled a 5. I failed at doing the dishes. I'm just going to sit here on the couch.
Yeah, no, I wish that was socially acceptable. Do the dishes, okay. What are the odds? And then she...
Let me just roll for initiative. Oops. Seems like you rolled a 20, so you're first to do the dishes.
That would be so great. It could settle so many disputes.
Yeah.
I think that's something we should do. Maybe I can do that on Christmas for whoever gets to open the first gift. Whoever rolls higher. There you go. And then we have our order. I think we have our plan. I had Hawk over one Christmas, and he got my sister D&D dice.
I needed a set of dice.
I've purchased extra D&D dice this year, and maybe my sister will have more, which is altogether scary. One of my sisters is a nerd just like me. The other one does track, so she's a different breed, but we still love her. Are you sporty, Green Cat?
No. I've done each sport once and do not have any natural talent for any of the sports.
Right, it sounds like you've done football.
Yes, I did flag football, so I didn't get hurt, but definitely wasn't good at it.
Okay. I have not done football. I've done soccer. I've done tennis. Tennis would probably be the one I'm best at. I don't know why, but it was probably the least effort for me, and that's why I liked it. Because you had to pick a sport to do in middle school and high school, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not a sporty person. I think that choir should be counted as a sport because you stand for a few hours. You know?
That's just standing as a sport, though.
Who can stand the longest, you know?
Yeah,
It's a sport.
with that logic, like, Sonic's a sport.
Yeah, Sonic is a sport. You're running. Sonic is more of a sport than choir.
I mean, I guess, but I wouldn't really consider it a sport. Professional Sonic. I don't know. I guess if you're a roller skating car hop, then maybe I'll give you the exception.
Oh, that's me.
You roller skate?
I rollerblade.
What? How much
You didn't know
tips do you
this?
get? No, I didn't know this. I thought I didn't, like, I can't skate. So I just assumed.
You don't skate?
No.
Man, really? Do people who worked with you, did they skate?
There was one person when I worked there that did.
I'm the only person who works there who skates.
So do you get the good tips?
If I look like I'm about to fall, yeah. But not very often because I don't always look like I'm about to fall.
That's awesome.
No, it really doesn't help that much, I feel like. I skated on Halloween, so I was wearing full costume. I was a 50s girl, so I had a poodle skirt, and that's fun to skate in. I don't know, I have some Sonic horror stories. You can tell yours because you no longer work for them. I would love to hear them. And I'll still tell mine. They won't find this anytime soon.
What do you mean by horror stories? Like...
Well, that one time they cut off their finger, put it in the fries would count, but other than that...
I mean, I didn't have that instance.
I didn't either, but I've always been scared of that happening at McDonald's.
They would not serve you human meat. And even if they did, you'd know
it would be on
this,
accident.
right?
I don't know. It would be fried. What if it got fried
finger.
with the chicken fingers? That's my big fear. I don't want that to happen.
I mean, I don't want to sound gross, but, like, how bad is that really? Like, you just don't eat the finger. Right? I feel like it's just
around
like...
the finger?
Well, it wouldn't get fried together. It'd be fried as two separate pieces. Right?
I don't know. I'm asking for new fries.
Okay, that's at least fair, right? To be like, hey, when you lost your finger in my French fries, can I have a new
might
one?
just leave altogether. I'd be like, okay, I'm out of here. You know, I just would not feel like eating after there's a finger food in my finger food.
You know what sucks about Sonic?
What?
I was always one of the most competent employees.
You know, that's same for me. But I'm not surprised that you're fairly competent because I know who I work with.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need a very high level of education to be allowed to work there. It's hard to find people to work for Sonic because it's not a good job. It doesn't pay that well. You know, it's not the best job.
It's nice, though, if you're, a high school student that needs work experience for the future. So that when they ask you, do you have any prior work experience? You go, yes, I do.
Of course.
You can move up in the minimum wage job ladder.
Would recommend Sonic as a first job. I would.
I would too.
Not for really nice people who are sweet and full of love in their heart, because it did kind of change me. It made me feel more sad, I feel like I would have been a slightly happier person had I not, and I still do work there. But also, I think it is important to work as a waiter at some point in your life to realize how to treat wait staff because they are mistreated. Karen. Yeah, don't be a Karen, honestly. Should not be a Karen.
I don't know. I'm so glad I don't work at Sonic anymore because I got a whole ton of stress, health issues that I got.
Oh yeah?
From working there. Yeah.
Like what?
I just was not able to eat.
Oh.
And I had the tummy ouchies and such.
Wow. Was that the food? Were you eating there?
No, it wasn't even the food. It was just the fact of working there.
Yeah, fair.
Just being super stressed, and I don't think I could physically ever work at a Sonic again.
I could. I just wouldn't really want to. It's easy money, though. You don't have to do too much to work there. You don't have to think.
You say that.
I do.
It really depends on the restaurant.
We had a busy one. I will admit it was constant walking. It was physical work, but I meant you don't need to use your brain that much.
True.
Except for maybe the math. The math, I know a few friends who wouldn't be able to do, and my sister refused to do it because she can't do math quickly. And that is a problem.
Yeah, some of the people on my Sonic would have to have like a calculator next to them.
No way.
Yep.
Oh, that sucks.
And I'm just like, all right, look, it's not that tough of math.
It's multiplication, never. Division, never. Just addition and subtraction.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's weird numbers, like when they hand you 73 cents for your $67 order and 23 cents, and you have to subtract that, and they want change, you know?
Right, yeah, when they give you weird amounts of change, that's when it screws you up. But I had a system down. Like, it was...
Mm-hmm.
You take the amount they handed to you and take the amount that they owed to you, round it up to the nearest whole number, right? Do the change like that, and then you just look at the number that it says on the thing for how much change that they owe, and then you get the change out. Right? So if they owed like $17.36, gave you 20, that goes up to 18. You give $2 plus, whatever the change is on that.
You got the system down. I usually in my head do the change first. Instead of looking at it, because when I first started working there, I didn't know it said it on the receipt, so I was just doing it in my head, and I haven't stopped. Although that does sound...
That I know that 41 cents is one of each coin now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. I have memorized many of the prices of things at Sonic, so if I can know how much your order is going to be. I've also memorized, if you give me a 20, I can give you $5.32 back, depending on what you've ordered,
Bag of ice, that's $2.80 right there.
Oh, mine's not.
I mean, it's local, based off your state's minimum wage, most likely.
I guess, maybe.
Like, how much is it there in Texas?
Well, our state's minimum wage is the federal one, which is $2.15.
That's gross.
But our ice cost $3.41 for a bag, 10-pound bag.
What? Really?
Yeah.
That's so much more expensive.
What's your minimum wage?
$15? No, not 15.
What?
12.
Okay,
sorry.
that's crazy.
My brain auto-corrected to California. Sorry, no, Colorado's 12.
I think Texas's minimum wage for not servers is like $7 something.
$7.15, I think.
Yeah, probably. That sounds about right.
But I mean, if you just, I mean, I shouldn't incriminate myself too much, but if you just type in the number on the little thing of the tips you got to be what?
0. No. They will fire you.
Are they really that strict?
They are strict, yeah.
At yours?
They got on to us. I actually didn't lie about my tips. The only tips I wouldn't count was change. I would just come up with a random number for my change because I couldn't count all that. Once it's like 12 o'clock, you're not going to count that.
Here's the thing. I never made enough tips to really have to lie. I lied about twice, I think. No, but my manager even told me once, like, just like do under the amount.
That's what my managers say too. But I think too many people lied too greatly, and our corporate got onto the managers, And we're like, if this happens again, fire your employees. And they're all like, ah.
Well, because I read the handbook all on before my first day.
Wow, you're such a great employee. I also read the handbook, and everyone was shocked that I read it,
Yeah.
Has anyone else ever read the handbook?
I don't know if anyone else has, but I totally walked in on my first day and you just went over the things I needed to know from the handbook, and I was like, well, okay, that was pointless. I remember for the tipped employee stuff, it's only if you make, I want to say, more than $5 an hour in tips, then that's when you get counted as a tipped employee instead of a normal one.
Yes, but the question is, are they actually going to not count you as a tipped employee is what I'm saying? Because they will?
Yeah, because the system automatically does it.
I don't know if ours would have, gonna be honest. I don't know how ours was set up. It didn't seem like it was automatic because I signed in as a car hop every day, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There were separate jobs for what you had to do. There were separate names for the jobs. Depending on which one was on your schedule is how much you get paid for.
Yeah, well,
doing
when
that
you
job.
type in the tips, like, did you have the micros stuff set up there?
We did use micros, yes.
Yeah, so when you clock out, when you type the tips in, it automatically takes that and will, for that shift, calculate how many hours you were there compared to how much money you made. Right? So if you made more than the $5 an hour of being there, then you would be switched for that shift to being a tipped employee.
Mm-hmm. The way our Sonic also works is you have to make at least 15% of everything you sold. That is what you have to make in order to not get fired.
In tips?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, no one tips here, so they just don't even care.
Well, that's good. Yeah, people tip here. So, yeah, I guess it depends on the store, really.
I'm probably the overall big manager that's in charge of the stores in the area, you know?
Mm-hmm. His name's Todd.
We had Robin, and then I can't remember who the other one was. That was my second time around one. Yeah, I couldn't imagine making enough tips off of that to be considered a tip employee.
On Saturdays, there have been Saturdays where I've made over $100 in tips.
Yeah, the most I've made is 40.
Whoa.
That's because I'm a guy.
But also, I have a busy Sonic, you have to remember.
I did too.
You did? You
Yeah.
had a busy Sonic?
Yeah. And
so,
it was
like, constant walking?
Yeah.
Whoa,
no
why
stopping.
Are they not tipping?
Like, it was more the area that Sonic was in. My most tip day was at the other not as busy Sonic.
Oh, yeah?
Not fun. Wouldn't do it again. Especially after seeing my friend. She has two different jobs right now. And is doing college. But she has two different jobs right now. Both of them as like a tipped employee. And she can be walking out of each of them with $100+ every day. And
that is not you at Sonic.
No, I mean, like, if I'm gonna get a job like that again, I'm gonna do something that it's mandatory tips. You know what I mean? Where when they swipe their card on the little kiosk thing, it automatically processes the 20% for them or whatever.
Yeah, that's fair.
The other thing too, right, is I think half the people
don't know you're supposed to tip.
Well, not even that. That would be like, I'd talk to would just be like, oh, I would tip if it let me do it automatically through my card. And I'm like, I hear that all the time. Like, I mean, I don't carry cash on me either, so I don't blame people for not tipping me. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
You'll hear it about 3 times a shift if you work there.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you something that happened at my work.
Okay.
I had some lady, I was taking the board. So she rings in. I'm like, hey, what can I get you? She's like, I'd like an ocean water. I was like, okay. 1 Sprite with
blue coconut.
And she goes, no. And I was like, I'm sorry, ma'am. She goes, no, I'd like an ocean water. So I reread her order and I say, and I accidentally said it wrong again. She goes, no, can I speak to your manager? And I was like, ma'am, that is how you make ocean water. It is Sprite and blue coconut. And she goes, oh, really? And she still sounded like she didn't believe me, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, I promise, ma'am, I will make it myself for you. I'll bring it out to you. And she's like, okay. And I when I brought it out to her, she goes, yeah, that's an ocean water. I didn't know you made it like that. And she had argued with me for a good portion of time, Green.
Yeah.
For a good portion of time.
I hate that so much when people like order stuff like that and they're just like, well, that's not actually what it is. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, I've made about 1,000 of these at this point. It totally is just blue coconut with some Sprite. And I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked. I didn't know what it was when I didn't work there, though. So I was shocked to find out that it was literally that simple.
See, I didn't go to Sonic much before working there. And that's probably the smartest move I've ever made, is going somewhere that I didn't really even care for or like beforehand.
Yeah.
Right?
Why? Would you eat too much there? Or you'd get sick of it?
Yeah.
Sick of
No,
it.
because I'm sick of Sonic, and I go back
How-
for a drink or two that I made custom there on occasion, but I would not eat the food there again.
I had never eaten the food there really before. I'd had the tater tots there. So.
Yeah, and I was the same way too, but then when it was like free dinner.
You got free dinner?
Yeah, we got an employee meal.
We didn't get any.
Really?
We don't get employee meals. Yeah, really? We don't get any employee discounts or employee meals.
Really?
Yes, really? I didn't know you were getting free dinner. What?
Yeah, we had $8 to spend.
What?
Or less.
No, we get nothing.
Wow, you really...
So you're getting like $10 an hour and you're getting dinner?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm moving to Colorado. Green, that sounds so nice.
It was. I mean, for the most part, I like I said, I got sick of the food and would never eat there again. So Sonic has been ruined for me permanently.
Oh, who cares? You were getting free food.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I am not getting this.
It should be in the handbook. It was totally in the handbook that you get a free employee meal.
Not in ours. No. I read our handbook.
Well, okay. Part of it is, which you probably work the amount, but part of it I think is working a certain amount of hours. Like you have to work more than 4 hours in a shift to get your employee meal.
I don't think ours will give us an employee meal.
Then if you work more than 5 hours, you are legally required a break.
We don't get a break. We signed off on our break.
Hmm.
Did you actually get a break? Because in our employee handbook, there was one thing saying that you can sign off on your break.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? And so in order to work at our Sonic, we all had to give up breaks.
It depended on how long I was there for. Well, because also when you go on your 35-minute break, it takes you off the clock.
Yes, and then you need a manager to sign you back in.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not getting paid for that 35-minute break, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So they were more fine with it and would try to send us on break a lot, especially when, you know, the labor costs were getting a bit high.
Ours
I did not get them
because we're constantly, and ours is almost always busy. There's never a time where labor costs can be high, yes, but we're always busy. Doesn't matter. It sucks. Wow, you seem like you had a better Sonic experience than I did. I can't see how this is stressful to you.
Well, because it was also like, you know, I assume you have to do the closing stuff every day, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to clean the floors every day.
Was that your job to clean the floors? Because our kitchen people would clean our floors.
Oh, see, yeah, the front people had to clean the front floors. And dry storage. And then the kitchen had to do the kitchen stuff. Yeah, we do
dry storage.
No, but it was just like the coming in every day and doing that. Well, again, like I said, I was one of the better employees, so I felt
so no one else was doing it. Yeah, you're right.
I felt like a lot of responsibility to try and keep the place afloat. And there's been so many times where my brain was just like, walk out. They're so screwed if you walk out, and just do it. Prove a point to them. Make them understand how much work you actually do here.
I do think that. I was for 3 months, I was the only person who cleaned the bathrooms. Legitimately.
And I was getting really ticked towards the end there because almost every day, one of the managers would be coming to me being like, hey, could you please just stay for like another hour or so? Mm-hmm. And I was just like, oh, God. And I said yes every time because I felt bad.
We're such pushovers. Oh, we can't help it.
Well, okay, I stood my ground sometimes, like if I genuinely needed to be home, but part of me was like, A, more money. B, I know when I get home I'm just going to play video games. C, I typically liked my managers and didn't want to screw them over too hard. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if I needed to, I would say I genuinely can't tonight. Mm-hmm. But I would typically be nice, and sometimes I'd do it without them even asking me.
Yeah, I've been there.
They would take advantage of me, and as long as I wasn't like, please, I need to go home, they would just like keep me secretly longer.
Yeah.
So,
You're selling yourself so well. I would hire you as an employee.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the thing that made me the most mad is that I'd be working 6-hour shifts and I wouldn't get a break, right?
Yeah.
Which,
Well,
again, here, legally required to get that.
That's everywhere, but do you know if you signed off on it? Because you may have actually signed off on it.
I did not.
It's like in the contract. It's like a 3-page contract you have to sign to like get to work there.
Yeah.
And no one reads it. I don't even think you read it.
No, I probably didn't. I don't think
so
I signed.
Like...
No, I'm pretty sure I did not sign off on my break.
Okay.
But they would ask us day to day, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would be like, "Do you want a break?" Some days I'd be like, "No." Some days I'd be like, "Yes, I could use one."
I would say yes every day. I would love a break. I actually have had a break one time at Sonic. Okay, I'm ready to tell you the story of it.
Ooh.
And this manager is a manager I worked with the other night because I was called in because no one came in.
Yeah.
And I am not on schedule anymore. I've requested not be on schedule. I am now just a call-in car hop. I take over people's shifts when no one shows up. Unsurprisingly, that happens to be often. This school year, I go into Sonic and I said, "Hey, I'm taking online classes right now and I have a test in about 40 minutes. So can I please take the test?"
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Okay, thank you. 40 minutes comes around. I tell him I gotta go take the test. He says, "Okay, just clock out." And I don't know if I think I just legitimately clocked out because we didn't have the option to press break.
Yeah.
So I just clocked out and I went to Starbucks and I stole their free Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked in there and I was like, "Hey, can I use your Wi-Fi?" It was raining at the time. And they're like, "Well, we're not actually allowed to have people inside, but you can sit outside." So I sat outside at a table with my laptop getting drenched and I took a test. I took a freaking test. I got an A.
Woo woo.
In the rain. While working at Sonic. The dedication I have towards my education.
There you go.
I don't know. I've not gotten any appreciation for this. It was a time. Wouldn't recommend, actually. Would not recommend.
Yeah, if you have something important, it's best to just schedule that day off.
Wish I could have.
So yeah, you're only working once a month now?
Yeah, I work about once a month. All it is me taking someone's shift. That's all I do.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot easier that way. Not hard work, not at all.
I would possibly do that.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you get paid like $70.
I mean, that's
tips.
like $50 right there.
Yeah. I'm gonna be working more next year because the reason I work is to put money into my Roth IRA, and it has a yearly $6,000 limit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm crazy, so I'm setting myself up to be alive when I'm 80, which maybe I won't be, but we'll see.
Oh, this work for nothing.
That is a possibility I think about sometimes. I'm at work and I'm like, well, I might just be doing this for no reason because I'll be dead, but whatever. Do you ever think that? Do you ever think I might die tomorrow, so I'm just putting myself through all this pain for nothing?
I mean, sometimes, but not on that side of the level. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I'll set myself up for life without even knowing it, you know?
Uh-huh.
You know, because if I live till tomorrow and die tomorrow, it's like, well, technically I've set myself up for life. You know?
Yeah. Would you be happy? Would you be like, wow, I've done so much. I'm happy. Yeah.
I don't have any regrets right now.
Now. Okay, so you think you should die now instead of later so that you will die?
Well, no, I'm just gonna go from here on out without any regrets.
Okay, I like that. That's a good mentality. That's wonderful. No regrets. But are you gonna get a tattoo? Like, do you have life goals that you have?
My girlfriend wants to get a tattoo with me when I'm out here. Not like of the same thing, but each of us get our individual own tattoos, you know, just in case things go south.
Wait, what? Oh, you don't want to match in case things go south. That makes sense.
Yes.
Oh, she's a smart woman.
Yes, but I don't know what to get a tattoo of. That's the thing.
Do you have a favorite video game?
Minecraft.
You want to get a block on your arm?
See, I don't know. That's the thing, right? Is that it feels dumb to do, but at the same time, probably about a decade of my life is gonna be spent on that game.
I think a decade already has been. Minecraft's been out over 10 years.
Well, I got it in 2013, so...
the pain. How you are
I mean, to be fair, in
blasphemy.
2011, I probably watched it on YouTube.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Like, I had seen Minecraft about 2 years before I actually played Minecraft.
Mm-hmm. That is how it went for me.
Next year will be my 10-year anniversary with Minecraft being in my life.
Wow, how romantic. A 10-year anniversary. What are you getting Minecraft?
I don't know.
Are you supposed to get video games things?
Yeah, I'll get Minecraft the world record run.
Yeah! Oh wow. High promises, Green.
No,
High
I'm not
promises.
actually gonna get the world record run. Don't hold me to that standard.
Hey, if we get a group of 20, we might be able to be on a leaderboard, so maybe you can get that to Minecraft.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. I have been Green Cat, joined by Green Cat, and this has been Catisonline, joined by Catisonline.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it, and so have I.
Wow, it was really great. However, the other one of me feels indifferent about it.
Okay. All good things must come to an end.
Yeah. And thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, you're very, very enjoyable to hold podcast with.